2 minutes. 22 minutes. Just gotta start the stream. Overzealous cleaning person. Thank you. Alright, we're live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We are live on X. Housekeeping. Kind of doesn't make any sense in the script I say. Before we get started, we have to start. Okay, let's do that.
All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Morning, Nick.
Good morning. How are we all? Alrighty, we're going to get this show on the road in a couple of minutes, but I think we might have a special guest who's dialed in especially to say hi to us this morning. Go for it, Carson.
You getting a call?
I'm getting a call. Let me answer it. Hang on a second.
I love you. I love you. Wow. Wow.
I think that Neuralink transplant is starting to have an effect. Yellow. Good morning. For those that don't know me, I'm Nick Howe. I've had the honor of running this motley crew for the last few years. I'm the president. I live in South Florida, and hopefully you know by now that the club is a statewide club, the officially recognized Tesla club for the state of Florida. I'm going to do a few intros, let you know who's around, and we'll give a brief overview of the agenda, and then we'll get into the meat of the presentation. Alrighty. Welcome to Margaritaville. So, for those put your hands up if you were here at TeslaCon 2022, 3 years ago. We got quite a bit of feedback that maybe there wasn't the greatest hotel in the world. So we decided to step it up a little bit this time. Hopefully it was good. How was the last night? Plenty to drink? It seemed like the talk was going well. And the appetizers were good. Drink you fed a little bit. So we'll be in this room for the next couple of days, so get comfy, but try and move around a little bit. Don't sit with the same people all weekend, so get to know your fellow Teslaites. That'll be good. Alright, so what's going to happen this morning? I'm going to do some intros. So unlike TeslaCon, and unlike Tesla Space Jam that we had back in April, where we just had kind of presentations all day long, we're going to try and make it a lot more interactive. So we will have a couple of presentations to start off. So Eli Burton. Eli, where are you? Is he in the room?
He was here a few minutes ago.
He was here a couple of minutes ago. He'll be back shortly. So Eli is going to be presenting for about 30 minutes, and we'll introduce Eli when he gets back. Larry Goldberg, stand up, Larry. Larry Goldberg is here. I'm absolutely delighted to get Larry. There's an awful lot of people on YouTube saying an awful lot of things about Tesla, and most of them have no idea what the hell they're talking about. Larry is definitely not in that camp. He's one of the few people that I follow religiously because he brings an expertise to this space that I think is sorely missing. So I'm delighted that you're here, Larry. Thank you very much. And we'll give a better intro when Larry speaks. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to introduce a few other folks in a moment, but after Larry finishes, we're going to switch to round tables. And what I'm hoping, we'll see how it works in this room. What I'm hoping is that we'll have 5 or 6 different conversations all going on at the same time. So my goal is to break you up into smaller groups, and then you'll be able to interact with our speakers and our other guests that are here. And then every 20 minutes or so, we'll switch you around so you'll get to interact with everybody. And hopefully that'll make it a lot better for you than just sitting there for 5 hours having folks talk at you. So we'll see how it goes. If it gets too noisy in here, maybe we'll send some of you out onto the patio, but we'll figure it out. It's an experiment, so work with it if you wouldn't mind. And then to wrap this morning up, our goal is to finish about 1 o'clock-ish. Dan Nainan. Anybody heard of Dan? Anybody speak to him last night? So he, as well as being an incredible singer, he did the Coldplay song for those of you that were here last night. Dan is quite an amazing comedian who's performed for Barack Obama and for Donald Trump and a bunch of other folks. So Dan has come over to join us. Put a different spin on the Tesla world, so he's gonna wrap up this morning for us. Where are my slides in person?
Sorry.
And refresh it.
Okay. All right. And then, whilst all that is going on, we've got a couple of exhibitors outside. So the guys from Electrified Garage are out there. Chris Salvo, he's going to be one of our speakers as well this morning. His colleague Baron de Jager and Dominique, who's your? Brian, thank you. Brian, so he's got another 2 colleagues that are going to be here. They're going to be helping him out. So they will be outside all day, and Chris is going to be in the room taking part in the conversations. And Chris will be up in a little bit to explain what they do. We've also got Tesla here outside, so they've got a Model X and a Cybertruck, and they're going to be test drives all day. So if you want to go and play in one of those, they've got a table outside, so go and register that. And we've got the folks over from Johnny on the Parkway, so you can go out and have fun in those vehicles, and they'll be here all through about 2:30 or 3 o'clock. Tonight we have dinner at the Wharf. So we've got a gap from about 1 o'clock until 6 for you to do whatever you want to do. The Wharf is walking distance. You go straight out of the hotel, head straight down the street into Sunset Walk, and about a 7-minute walk away there is the Wharf restaurant. We've got an area cordoned off for us, so we'll be there from 6 till whenever there's live music. So we'll have some fun over there. And then after that, we've got 2 light shows. One will be here in the parking lot, and then the other one will be over at the Celebration Supercharger that just opened. And we'll give you the details of that when we break at 1 o'clock. For those of you who've got any questions about where to get USB drives or anything about those. So, with that,
Next slide.
we should have...
Where's he?
Right. All right. Okay. I had all the slides set up, but they got changed around. I want to say a big thank you to our sponsors. So the first one is, where is Eli going? Is he here? Eli is still not here. Eli is our Plaid sponsor. So he really stepped in is our main headline sponsor for this event. So you've seen all the Starman comics that are on the tables. Eli is the author and publisher of Starman, amongst a whole other things. He's been very active in the Tesla community and the SpaceX community for a long time. I've known Eli for, I don't know, 10 years or more maybe. So he's our title sponsor, and he's going to be speaking in about 15 minutes time. I've mentioned the guys from Electrified Garage. We've also got D-Charge here. We've got Cameron and Scott. There we go. Karen, is Scott here?
Scott right there.
Oh, there we go. So Karen and Scott from D-Charge, they're going to be taking part in the discussions as well, and we'll get them in a sec to introduce themselves. And then we've got a bunch of other sponsors. Enhance Auto, who make the sexy buttons. Some of you may have seen those that let you program your car to do various things. So those guys are sponsoring us. Liftoff EV, CYBRBEATZ, who is Jason, who organizes all the light shows. Do you know when Jason's coming, Carson?
I think you got here last night.
He got here last night, so hopefully he'll be with us shortly. And then Haha Yes, who I've never heard of them, but they're a cryptocurrency company that have leapt onto the Haha Yes meme, the little hedgehog. Who was here at the event at Cape Canaveral? Did you go and pet the hedgehogs? Yep. Very cute. Okay, so we don't have live hedgehogs, but we do have a fake Haha Yes hedgehog today. All right, if you can, I've got a slide in the intro, the list of intro people.
Yep. There's the
No, I've got another one. Here we go. There we go. All right, so I want to intro some people. So first of all, Chris Salvo, come up.
You promised me I didn't have to speak. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting Nick, Carson, and the rest of the team. My name is Chris Salvo. I'm the CEO and founder of Electrified Garage. We are essentially an alternative if you don't want to go to Tesla, don't want to wait 4 to 6 weeks for a service appointment, actually want somebody to answer the phone and talk to you like a human being.
Yeah, tweak. Maybe make it higher so you can see the
Essentially, I started as a BMW technician about 15 years ago. Transitioned over to Tesla in January of 2013. I was there for about 4.5 years. Then I decided that my immediate management wasn't getting the job done, so I emailed Elon directly. Needless to say, middle management didn't appreciate that, and I got let go for performance reasons 6 months later. In the meantime, and I'm sure a lot of you are familiar, Tesla's very anti-aftermarket accessories. You can't even put like different tires than what the engineer says a car's supposed to have. So I saw that there was a niche there that wasn't being exploited at that time. So I had already started an aftermarket company selling parts and accessories, and so before Century Mode was a thing and cars had cameras, we were selling a lot of dash cameras. We were doing winter wheels and tires because I'm originally from Massachusetts, and thankfully we don't have to deal with that down here. So anyways, when I got let go, we continued and kind of turned it up, and after about 18 months of doing that, myself and 2 of my friends decided we actually had a real business here. So we built a garage in the back of my dad's house. We all quit our full-time jobs, much like most of those stories you hear about. So that was July of 19. Since then, we now have 2 locations. We just moved from Ocala, where we were for 5 years. We're now in Orlando, over on East Colonial Drive, just south of Winter Park.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
And we've done a lot of cool things. We've done some EV conversions as well. So if you have HBO, you want to check out, it's called Downey's Dream Cars. We took a 65 Corvette and a 72 K10 pickup truck and put Tesla components in the pickup truck, put some other EV components in the other one. And those were done for Robert Downey Jr., for Iron Man or Dr. Doom now. But basically, for any service needs you have, whether it's maintenance, repair, your drive unit fails, your high voltage battery fails, you found something on Amazon that you want installed in your car, can't find somebody to do it for you, we can do all of the above. So, cool. Thank you.
So Chris and the team are going to be around all day today and tomorrow if you've got questions or interest in all that stuff. So next, Cam, you or Scott? I guess we get Cameron. Tell us all about D-Charge.
Hey everybody, my name is Cameron. I'm here with D-Charge. I'm one of the advisors for D-Charge. D-Charge is a community-owned EV charging network. So what does that mean? That means that anybody in this room can buy and deploy a charger and start earning cash revenue every time somebody else in this room uses your charger. So we're really here today to talk to all of you, get feedback on the product, and hopefully find some of you that are interested in deploying some of these chargers. That could be at your house, at your restaurant, your place of business, apartment complex, etc. We're also here looking to partner with people who may be able to refer good high traffic locations for DC fast chargers. So this is something we're currently doing with a massive mall partner with a couple dozen locations across the US. And the third thing we're hoping to accomplish is to meet with some of you amazing YouTubers, social media guys, etc., and hopefully work out some co-marketing deals that we can partner up together, maybe sponsor some of your amazing content. So, anytime today, please stop me or Scott over there, and let's chat about D-Charge. And thanks so much to the hosts, thanks to Nick and Carson, and everybody at the Tesla Owners Club. Thanks, everybody.
We got a little video.
Imagine a world where power flows as freely as ideas. Every journey begins with confidence. Not with worry, not with doubt, but with the certainty that you'll reach your destination. In this world, power isn't centralized. It's everywhere, in your neighbor's driveway, at the corner cafe. Every connection builds possibility. Every installation expands the network. Picture a future where energy flows through our cities like a digital river. Powering not just cars, but dreams. What if you can do all of this today? Get yourself a D-Charge Beast today and start earning from day one. Pre-order starts now.
Cool, thank you. Good stuff, Cam. All right, next. Who's next on my list? Joe Tegtmeyer. Stand up, Joe. Come and say hi. Who the hell are you? What do you do?
Some of you guys may have heard of a small little factory up in Austin. It's called Gigafactory, so I'm up there quite a bit. For those of you who don't know, my background is, I used to be in the Air Force. I wanted to be an astronaut. My primary background is in space technology. I got really interested in Tesla mostly because I wanted to learn more about the technology and autonomous driving. And when they were really starting talking about doing that, it kind of hit a chord with me, and I started learning a little bit more about that. And then eventually I saw that people were doing drone flights of Shanghai and Berlin, and I thought I might be able to do that too. So that's kind of how I got there. And over the last over 5 years now, which is hard to believe, there has been so much change there. And hopefully through a lot of the videos that I've given out and people have seen, you kind of get an idea of what has changed from this old sand and gravel mine to this world-class and constantly changing factory that they have right now. And so I'm looking forward to the roundtables to be able to talk to anybody about whatever details that you would like. But one of the things I would just like to point out is 2025 has been kind of a transitionary year for Gigafactory and for Tesla, and it's really setting us up for next year, which I think is going to be a really breakout year. And you may have noticed over the last several weeks there's been a lot of news stories coming out, a lot of developments for Tesla, and it just seems like they're starting to really build that momentum. And early this year we saw that already happening at Gigafactory. One of the things that I try to do is look at the deliveries of equipment, parts, materials, and kind of get an idea of what's going on so that we have that insight and we can expect to hear what's going to happen. And when it does happen, all of the background that took place to get us to there. So, this year has been everything from modifying the Model Y lines to prepare for the new Model Y and for being able to produce other products, to building out a lot of the factory, adding in more of mezzanines and floors, using that vertical space to build out even more production lines, and that is coming along many people know that CYBRBEATZ is coming up very soon. I was just recently at a kind of an industry day event at Giga, Texas. Tesla invited me, which was very nice, and I got a chance to talk to a lot of people. I will say that they are super excited about what's going on with that CYBRCab line, not just the CYBRCab itself, but the line. And I did ask Jason Shawan, who's the plant manager at Giga, Texas, if they are planning on doing something with CYBRCab for the public, like they did with the Cybertruck when they had the delivery event. They had everybody out and the first deliveries took place. And to see if they're going to do that for the CYBRCab line. And they said that they are intending to do that probably after the first year sometime. But I'm really excited about that. I know they are, because the line that they're building is unlike anything else anybody has ever seen. And I think when people see that, it's just going to be kind of revolutionary. So I'm looking forward to that. One of the other things that they're doing is they're trying to make it more publicly open events at Giga, Texas, one of which just happened recently with the direct delivery center that they built on the west side. And now, if you order a Tesla, I think it's in Texas, maybe somewhere else, but you can actually go to Giga, Texas and take delivery there now. And that's only going to expand. And they're going to be building welcome centers and doing a lot of other events to try to make that much more open. And so if people would like to talk to me at the roundtables a little bit more about that, there's a lot of things going on, and I'm looking forward to talking about that. One other thing that I do is I cover SpaceX a lot. I know a lot about starships and Starbase, so if you want to talk about that, I can do that as well. But thank you very much to the Florida Tesla Owners Group for having me out here and for putting on this event, and I'm looking forward to talking to everybody.
Alrighty, next I think is Chuck. Let's see. Chuck, alright, there it is. Chuck Cook.
Well, hey everybody, it's Chuck. That's the way I start off every video. I'm kind of listen to Carson's music. First of all, I'm going to start the way Joe ended. Nick, AJ, Carson, everyone that puts these events on. It's a labor of love. Thank you. It takes a long time to do it. I know you guys were reaching out to me and others a long time ago, and you don't always get the highlight EVPs such as Lars or others that you wish would come to these events. But thank you for trying, and you had me on the call, so that was good. Yeah. If you don't know who I am, I'm Chuck Cook. I live here in Florida. I live in Jacksonville. My background, I'm a Navy guy, so you just had the Air Force, and now you got the Navy up here, so you can choose sides during football season that we got coming up. Fortunately, we hadn't brought up the Army, but I'm sure there's some Army in the crowd too. In the after 25 years in the U.S. Navy, flying carrier aviation for them, transitioned after about 13 years into commercial aviation. I was a director at JetBlue, managing flight operations technology, so think of equipping aircraft with satellite navigation, CPLC communication, ACARS, all the stuff that makes airplanes fly and communicate with their pilots. I'm a 21-year captain with them flying Airbus equipment. So weirdly, when FSD started to become a thing in 2020, I reached out to, then it was the Tesla AI team led by Andre. I just said, I think I'd like to join the early access team. I'd never been early access. I didn't even know Tesla until 2020, and I heard nothing for 3 months. And then all of a sudden an email came with an NDA, said we're pushing something to your car, would you? And then you're going to get a phone call, I'm going to talk to you about what this is. And this was one of the very early versions of FSD in October of 2020. And I was like, oh wow, something just happened. I've got software on my car that like very few people have. I think we could probably count them in the 10 people or so had it across the country. Most of the other people that got it at that time had been early access and some other programs that had existed. But that's kind of where this journey for me started, was with FSD, driving around. And I just started driving around my town, my area, and there was this one turn about a block from my house. And it says, like they have here in Florida everywhere, these multi-lane roads with a median in the middle and the traffic's going about 60 miles an hour. And it's kind of hard. It's hard for humans. And I want to just cut everybody off that's thinking they ought to put a stoplight there, because there's a stoplight 1 block away. But everybody uses this unprotected left turn. And I've lived in this address for 30 years. And every fatal accident And every tragic accident is at the stop line, not the UPL, unprotected left turn. And the weird reason is because at a stoplight you give away your responsibility to it's my turn to go and it's green, and then somebody takes the opportunity to text on their phone and sideswipes you. That's where the accidents happen. So if you go across the unprotected left-hand turn, you're taking the responsibility. You're looking left, you're looking right, your foot's on the brake, your foot's on the accelerator, and you make it. Well, guess what the Tesla is trying to do when it's doing that left turn? Or right turn now in Australia, as we've seen. It's taking responsibility. And over the last 5 years that they've been doing this, they have tried every single strategy they can to get better and better and better at it. Creeping came along because of the B-pillar visibility, which I still feel is inadequate for maximizing safety. Is it good enough? We can have that debate at the table over here if you'd like to talk about camera locations. But it creeps, it gets its best visibility. And it used to look left, okay, now I can play Frogger to the median, get my right angle right by doing a question mark maneuver, and then look right, and then jump into the traffic. And then the Cybertruck came along. Well, the Cybertruck doesn't fit in the median like my Model Y did, so they have to change strategies again, or have a different strategy, but they're building a global driving model. So did they really want to give a different strategy to the Cybertruck than the Model Y and the Model 3 that fits in the median? The answer to that, I think, is no. So those of you that do these turns now, you probably noticed it waits a lot more, and waits for the left to be clear and the right to be clear, and then it proceeds. Now things change sometimes after it commits, and sometimes it will wait and do different things and have to adjust, but it's just really, really fun to watch how they're building this computer brain to do what we use our neural networks naturally every single day. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for having me here. I'll be at one of the tables. We can talk about Tesla FSD. We could talk about why JetBlue chose to buy Kuiper, which is a whole other conversation, and a whole bunch of other things. And glad to have you guys here. Nick, thanks for having me up this week and talking.
Thank you, Chuck. All right, lots to talk about. Before that we get into our first short presentation, I just want to do a couple of logistics things that I forgot to do earlier. So hopefully by now you've figured out we've got coffee on this side of the room that's going to be refreshed throughout the morning. We've got some pastries at the back and water over in the corner. So feel free to get up, help yourselves. This isn't school, you don't have to ask permission to get up and walk around. Don't sit there crossing your legs. Just, if you need to go to the bathroom, just go. Likewise, you're not locked in this room. Our sponsors have put time and effort to come and work with us. So if you want to go outside and chat with those guys, if you've got questions, please do that. Obviously, Cam is going to be in the room. Chris is going to be in the room as well. But if you want to go warm up outside, let me know. If the room gets too hot or too cold, just give us a shout and we'll have a word with the folks. Right, so now I want to hand over. It's very unusual that Tesla actually deigns to speak to mere mortals like us. I don't quite have the pull that the Silicon Valley Tesla Club has and get Lars and all the bigwigs to come out, but we have someone who's even more important.
Please.
This is Zach Ballou. Zach runs the John Young facility here in Orlando. He's also looking after my facility down in Delray temporarily, he tells me, but things happen at Tesla. He could be there all year for all I know. So I asked Tesla if they could give us an update about what was going on with Tesla in Florida. So hopefully he'll give us a few insights. I don't think he's going to tell us when Optimus is going to launch or when Cybercab is going to be here. One of the questions you might want to chat with Chuck about is, I don't know if you saw, Tesla released a list of future cities that they're going to do the robotaxi. It's in Austin, and it's out in San Francisco. I think they're starting it in Nevada. Jacksonville is one of the cities that they're going to launch robotaxi. And I've got to believe it's something to do with all the testing that Chuck made them do. So I might ask him
Way to go, Chuck!
So with that, I'll hand it over to Zach. He's got a few updates, and then he said he will try and answer a couple of questions. Kind of depends on what we ask. Oh, and then I wanted to also say, Chris is here, obviously, if you've got technical questions, but we also, Tesla, are bringing one of the master technicians over tomorrow morning. So those of you that will be here tomorrow morning, We've got a Tesla Master Tech, so if you've got any technical questions, he'll be able to answer that. I mean, I'm sure Zach will give it a try, but I don't know how hands-on it is.
Awesome. Zach Blue.
Thank you so much. Hi guys, how are you? So like we said, I run the John Young location in addition to the Florida Mall retail location. So if you've ever been to one of those, thank you guys. I've been with Tesla for just about 2 years now. Prior to Tesla, I actually started in the film industry for about 5 years. So if you've ever watched Thor Ragnarok, you will actually see my name in the credits. Fun fact. So go watch it again. From there, I moved to Best Buy. I was a manager for Best Buy for about 5 years, and then moved into Tesla about 2 years ago over in the mall location, and then about 8 to 9 months ago, I took over the John Young location as well. So I wrote down a couple notes to make sure I don't talk about the wrong things. So for updates for Florida, we are actually one of the fastest growing markets in the entire country. So that's amazing news. Like, we are absolutely crushing it. And I want to say thank you to you guys as well. I see, a lot of different people come in, even to our stores. We wouldn't be able to do this without your guys' support, so thank you for that. A round of applause for you guys. Thank you. Couple updates. Just this past year, we've opened Tallahassee SSD, we've opened Gainesville SSD, and we've even relocated Pensacola to not be an airport hangar anymore. So we have a much nicer location out there to support those customers. Obviously, we've opened Lee Vista within this past month. We do invite everybody to swing by Sunday. We will be doing an event. I know Glenn has some more information on that if anyone is curious. So we definitely invite you guys to come over there. We're also doing some other cool stuff. We're opening up just manned vehicle locations. We have one in Ocala Mall, which is like a temporary pop-up to gauge interest there, help us cover the gap between Claremont and Gainesville. We also have one in the Boca Raton Mall, closer to where Nick lives, and then opened Naples within the past month as well, and we just opened Doral about 2 or 4 weeks ago down in the Miami area. We are opening Wesley Chapel soon. We are under construction for Daytona Beach, and we are also under construction for a location down in Opa-locka. So lots and lots of stuff coming soon, which will hopefully help with those service wait times. And we are investigating some other potential markets. There's about 3 cities that we're currently looking at that I'm probably not supposed to talk about, so I'm not going to say a specific city. But we are looking at potential other locations as well. So lots of expansion, lots of growth. So thank you guys for that. With that, if there is questions, I'm happy to potentially try to answer or deflect, depending on what the question is.
Any word on if and when Tesla insurance will come to Florida?
That is a phenomenal question, and I know they're actively working on it, but I don't currently have an update, unfortunately. I apologize.
And I did check with the policy folks, and they said, it's still going to be a while yet. So,
what is the issue? I mean, why is it? I'm just curious. Why does it take so long to write insurance? Is it the state that
I don't know for sure. Like, I don't have a specific. My understanding is that there's like a lot of state regulations when it comes to insurance, and I think that's typically the holdup.
the biggest holdup that I heard was to do with some rules around data privacy, because obviously Tesla is collecting all that information, and there were some rules. Just take that for a second.
There were some rules that they were struggling with.
Get another one ready for.
Write it down. There were some rules that they were struggling with in terms of getting approval or getting through the state approval process for the data.
It was this spike, Nick. You're good.
Okay, I'm good. Let's see. To get through the data approval process for that data privacy for all the data collects, but who knows what the real reason is. There was also an issue with the amount of bond that they had to post. There was like a $20 million bond they had to post for the state. So it's a process.
How?
So you said we're the fastest growing?
Yeah, we're.
how does Tesla treat us better as a result of being the fastest growing, or do they treat us better here in the state of Florida?
I will say that we try to treat everybody the same. But we are doing, some cool experience things that we're trying out here. So if you've been to our location, we do like a different type of delivery experience that we're testing out. And we're trying some new things to continue to make the customer experience better. Like how do we make the delivery experience fun for you guys when you come pick it up, like make it a show. I think some of my film production stuff is coming out with that as well. Like I think having fun and giving a really good experience is something that we can continue to do better at, and it's one thing that I'm specifically very focused on, just to help the owner experience.
I picked up the Model Y launch edition at the John Young facility and just had a fantastic experience. And I love the show. Is that something you did locally? Because the contrast between that and picking up my first, it's like, well, here's some paperwork.
Yeah.
Your car.
Yeah, so that delivery experience is something that I started there because I wanted to do something that was just a bit more fun. We are currently looking into doing some other things with that and seeing how we can expand that as necessary. We're starting to test it in Delray Beach, so if you want to stop by, Nick, and take a look, we're working on that there. But yes, that's something that's local that we're trying to see if we can make kind of a standard as an option. Thank you.
I saw your new Doral facility, it's phenomenal, but it kind of confirms something I've been kind of worried about. Local parts availability. Very tiny part of that whole big building is for parts. Is anything being done to increase the number of parts that are at a service location so we don't have to wait as long?
It's a great question. I think maybe someone from the master tech that's going to be here might have more info. I'm very focused sales and delivery. I actually don't interact with service too much outside of the typical stuff, so I wouldn't have a great answer to give you on that one. Apologies.
Well, I'm sure Chris can speak to it. One thing I know for a certain is when Claremont opened, one of the big things they did was do a second level part storage. So they're bringing a lot more parts into state and storing them in the state so they can get them out to the stores more, to the service centers more quickly. Chris, anything you want to add?
That's exactly what I was going to say. There are several distribution hubs within the state of Florida, so everything can be usually next day. Or same day, depending on how close they are in proximity. So it's having been a previous parts advisor myself, they're giving up a lot of real estate to the parts department. They'd rather have more space for technicians to actually work on cars. So they try to do more like an on-demand system for parts.
Cool.
And as a whole, from like a third party, parts has gotten a lot better. It's much easier to get parts now. Things aren't eternally on back order. So they are trying to make improvements to that whole process.
So we'll take one last question from George, and then Zach is going to be here, so there's plenty of time to ask him questions.
Yeah, I'll be here all day, so please feel free to come up and ask whatever.
Zach, so I know you just said that you're not focused on service. I love Tesla. I'm an investor. I bought a brand new car a few years ago. I just had a pretty bad experience with service. But you seem to be focused on the customer experience. Do you know, or could you please help out the service side? The customer service was horrible. I don't want to get into it here, ruin the vibe. But there's a lot of lessons to be learned in customer service. And I wish that the sales mentality could be brought over to the service side of the equation, because I wrote to Tesla and told them I can't recommend Tesla because the service was so horrible. I don't want to get into it.
No. That's a totally fair point. I think customer service is a huge thing that we're focusing on, and I know that the service team is working on continuing to get better with customer service. We are as a company, so I think we're working on some improvements in different areas. So I definitely think that is a focus for us moving forward. I know that's a very broad answer, but it is something that we're working to make sure we continue to do.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Mobile service is amazing.
Yeah, mobile service is the exception. I agree. Mobile service is outstanding, but bringing the car in.
So one of the things that you might not be aware of, Tesla splits the state in three, so that there's Southwest, Southeast, and then North Florida. So I'm speak to fairly regularly. I speak to the folks who run that, and I also have a direct line to the head of Tesla Florida. So one of the things that, as a club, we can offer to you, if you have situations like that.
Well, I did, and you helped me. I had to raise it to the regional managers through Nick for them to actually fix the car under warranty. They couldn't or wouldn't, I don't know.
So I try not to abuse the privilege, but if you do run into a really sticky situation, then make sure you reach out to us, because sometimes it never makes it through the management chain, and if they don't know it's going wrong, then they can't fix it.
It seemed to work, thank you. They gave me a Cybertruck, said take it as long as you want. And then they finally changed my computer.
And now you have a guy in Orlando too, so feel free to reach out. I can give you guys my email.
Is it a quick one, David?
Is there really a iPhone being developed?
A phone? Is that what you said? Yeah. You know, it's funny, my two favorite phone calls that we get are, when's the Tesla phone coming out and when's the Model 2 coming out? And I don't know, unfortunately. So sorry.
Well, it won't be a Tesla phone, it'll be a Starlink phone.
Yeah.
Right. That would probably make more sense.
SpaceX will do it to communicate with satellites.
All right. Round of applause for Zach. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
I'll have to come back to you. I'm sorry. Already 50. Hi. Oh, Zach. No, I'm so I'm. All right. So one quick statistic, we're talking about how popular Florida is in terms of Tesla. The last DMV data I got said there were, this is probably about 6 months old now, there were 400,000 EVs in Florida and 250,000, and that includes commercial EVs. 250,000 of those were Teslas. So in terms of retail consumer vehicles, Tesla is still massively dominating, I'm sure. Tesla will never tell you how many cars they've got, but I can get some information from the DMV. Alrighty, with that, so we're running about 15 minutes late, so I'm going to update the schedule. So if you look at your badge, you'll get the latest agenda. So I've slid everything 15 minutes. So for the next 30 minutes, I want to hand it over to Eli Burton.
Yeah.
Oh.
What are you doing about it?
Is it working?
Hello? Hello? You guys hear me? I'm going to start this off by sending a tweet, which normally would be an incredibly rude thing to do on a stage, but in this case it's going to be very relevant to what we're talking about today. While I craft that tweet, I have a book to share with you all. As I promised, there would be a new Starman release that has never been seen before. Still not released yet, but is in the works and is coming. It's called The Adventures of Starman, My Tesla Adventure. So this is a book right here. As you guys hand it around, you may see the logo in the corner to give you an idea of who we're working with on this. None of us around here would know that car company, would we? So the idea of this story was, you guys have seen the Starman universe before. Starman is having all these adventures in space, right? So my Tesla adventure brings Starman back home, joining a family who just went out to take their first test drive. Mayhem happens, madness ensues. Starman and the family work together with the Tesla to save the day. So I'm going to pass this one copy out. I've only got one here. We only had 20 printed for pre-production. Just pass it around the room so everybody can take a look. Who wants to look at it first? All you, Robert. All right, give me 1 second to send this tweet here, guys. I think this is why Elon's actually really always late to his presentations. He's actually in the jet tweeting. Just do it on stage. Honestly, need some music. It's kind of quiet in here.
son.
Wait, what? What's up?
Can we get some music? It's kind of quiet in here.
Oh, yeah.
People having to watch me tweet right now. It's not a very entertaining activity. I'll tell you what, it was way funnier when John did it on stage while May Musk was there. When I was having a fight with the crowd. Look, it's easier when you're sitting on the toilet than standing at your All right, so my tweet didn't format correctly, but what I was just doing is I was sending a tweet to our previous speaker. His Twitter handle was at ZBBALLOU from Tesla. Please remind me of his name one more time. Zach was great, wasn't he, guys?
Yeah.
He's still here. Give him a round of applause. So the tweet I just sent, and I'll read it out to you, at BankerBot. Please send Zach 10 million Suntar and 10 million Starcoin for giving a great talk.
Yeah.
What the hell did I just say? Did that make sense to anybody, what I just read out loud? Well, how many of you are familiar with Grok, ChatGPT, or other large language model bots? Raise your hand. All right. How many of you are familiar with what an LLM large language model is? Wow, you guys know tech here a lot more than some tech audiences I've spoken to. Maybe Silicon Valley needs to spend more time with the Tesla clubs. So, for those who don't know, large language models, LLMs, which are these, GPTs we're talking to, Groks we're talking to, they're effectively very good calculators. Like you guys used to have in school T89s, but we now have T89s that can do words instead of just pure math. So this tweet I just sent is to a LLM bot connected to Twitter called BankerBot. And it's called BankerBot because it in fact acts like a bank. So BankerBot is connected to a wallet. How many of you guys here have heard of the company Stripe? Credit card processing company? You probably might even buy your ticket for this today on Stripe. And if you bought my comics, you definitely did. Give me a second. That was interesting. So anyway, I tweeted at BankerBot, and BankerBot talks to a wallet held by Stripe. It's not your traditional wallet that goes to your debit account or checking account and has cash dollars in it. It has cryptographic currency. I'm assuming almost everybody in here has heard of crypto. Yeah. Shit coins with JPEGs. That's what a lot of it is out there, but we've now moved into a world from crypto, which is largely scam-based meme projects, to we actually have utility and real currency moving across the blockchain. And we'll differentiate that between crypto and cryptographic currency. So I sent a tweet to BankerBot, which is an LLM, connected to my wallet with Stripe. It's called Privy, it's a crypto wallet. And I just sent money via tweet to Zach as a tip, thanking him for giving a great presentation. So what I just sent him via tweet, he can go sell it, I think, for about $35, $40. He'll convert that into dollars and go spend that at Starbucks right now if he wants to. Money is moving via tweets. Yeah. So AI, blockchain, and how that's going to shape the world. How many of you still use a checkbook today?
Only when they have to.
Only when you have to, I feel it. And when you have to move money in that route, how does that feel like speed-wise compared to, how many of you have a performance Tesla? I I mean, kind of a trick question. I think every Tesla is basically a performance Tesla compared to other cars. Well, I think a good analogy to look at would be the way we move money in a traditional banking system would be like if we took our Tesla and sold it and went back to a horse-drawn carriage. That's how slow the system moves. Now what we have with AI, blockchain, and crypto is this money can not only move, but it can now move socially. So, you know, we're here having somebody give a talk, somebody just got a tip in crypto. It's not going to be long before you're going to be able to go to a restaurant and you're going to be able to tap pay from your phone that goes straight back into a Twitter account that also has your money in it. Oh man. Not even sure where to begin. Okay, how many of you in here have Twitter?
X.
I'm still going to call it Twitter. I don't care what the logo says. It was Twitter for a decade before it became X. But all right, fine, X. How many of you have X? All right, you win, Elon. All right, I'm going to send out a tweet, and I want you guys to go and hit this link. So one of the things that happened before this presentation started, me and Dan will be speaking, Dan Nainan. By the way, give her a hand round of applause for Dan Nainan coming all the way down here to be our comedian for today.
Nainan.
I was wondering how to pronounce it. I figured this would be the best way to find out. Say it one more time.
Nainan.
All right, Nick, it's Nainan. Nick, you was asking me how to pronounce it. It's Nainan. Thank you, Dan.
All right.
So, Dan Nainan helped me send out a tweet which just created the Starcoin. Starcoin going forward is going to be the only currency that we accept for purchasing the Adventures of Starman comics. When I get back to the room here after this talk, I'm actually turning on purchasing in US dollars, and we're going to set it up in the system. Now, all of you who have X accounts, I'm going to send out a tweet because I'm going to gift all of you Starcoin. Give me 1 second here, guys.
Eli, what's your Twitter name?
Great. I forgot it even. Hold on.
I'm going to put it on the screen.
It's changed so many times recently. Like one day it was Eli Burton, then it was the Marshal of Subtard. Now I okay. It's.
I got it on the screen.
You know how Tesla likes to do their testing and production for those of you who are FSD beta testers? That's how I do my presentation. It's like live demonstrations of technology. So when it doesn't work out, it's going to be entertaining. Fail fast, fail often, and when the rocket explodes on the pad, you chew and move on to the next one. Okay, I just pinned a post to the top of my profile at Eli Burton. And it is a link. You should see an image on it that says, Banker, your friendly AI-powered crypto companion. So to participate in this, what you'll do is you'll click on this link, and it will take you to a page, which is their site. I'm going to do it right here as well. Logged in, but it'll take you to a page where it'll have a white screen. You can see my screen. Fuck, I can't even see my screen.
I'll put it on the screen.
That looks like this, just a very white screen with a black sign-in button. It's going to ask you to sign in with your Twitter account. Your Twitter account is what all of this is connected to. You sign in with your Twitter account. You can choose Farcaster, but I'm guessing nobody here has even heard of Farcaster because I didn't even know what Farcaster was until about an hour and a half ago. So you sign in with Twitter, it'll ask to verify your account, go through that process to confirm. It may ask you to do a two-factor if you have two-factor set up. But then when you're done, you'll be logged into the home page. I'm not. Elon already has them. No, this actually has nothing, that part has nothing to do with me. I wish I was part of making BankerBot. This is a brilliant technology, but that's somebody far smarter than I. Once you have successfully logged in, go ahead and raise your hand, and I will guide whoever is done first to the next step. All right, cool. For those of you who have logged in, there should be a notification on the screen here. I'll walk over and point it to you. That says set your backup email, recovery email. A recovery email right there. Set that up. So, recovery email is very important for this space. So long as you have a recovery email, nothing bad will happen. But if you don't have a recovery email and your Twitter account gets banned because you get drunk one night and say some crazy shit, like who's on the Epstein list, you won't be able to get back access to your wallet. One of my team members did this. He was participating in a raid about some of the recent events that were going on. Got his account banned, and we told him set your backup email address, and he didn't, so he lost it forever. And so long as you set that email address that you have control of, everything's fine. Who else has completed the login step? That needs help with the email verification.
Yeah, I don't even know your Twitter name. I can't see it.
All right, I will come help with that.
This is probably the second time I've ever opened Twitter.
No problem. You're probably better off for it. So it's go to my Twitter account, which is Eli Burton _. And then it's this link right here. I will help with this in the roundtables, by the way, as well. I know this is going to take longer than we got time for right now. Just wanted to get this started. Yep. By the way, Nick, nod me what about time, because I'm the concept of it right now. No rush. Now that you're on the way, you can figure that out. I'm here all day, literally. I'm here all day, until you guys boo me off. Which, okay. All right, I'm going to share something here. Carson, can you pull up Twitter real quick? All right, can you go to, can you go to the accounts? Actually, no, go to my feed real quick.
Click on the link?
Go to my feed. Here, let me go. Here, I'll do it. All right, now I'm tweeting and running the projector during the presentation. I think these are corporate no-nos. So all the corporate people in here have to be cringing really hard. Oh man, I don't know how to scroll on Mac. Oh, 2 fingers. That's what she said. It's Florida, baby. Margaritaville. Oh my God. Jeremy, Jesus. These guys are fun. Josh West and Barry Tesla. I don't know where they are right now. I think they probably partied too hard at the back of Carson's Tesla last night.
They're sleeping, Eli.
I know. God damn. I'm doing too fucking much. I don't know how to find it. Alright, we're gonna have to try this a different way. Jesus. Man, what do I do all day? Alright, now I'm starting to wonder what exactly it is I do for a living. At least I know how many tweets I've said right now. Cool, thank you, my man. Alright. This is random as hell and it'll make a lot more sense later. And Twitter is the place. All right. Oh, this is a day. Well, this is the most recent current event, so fuck, here we are. Nah, that's too much. So, how many of you guys here think my presentation so far is absolutely awful? Be honest, raise your hands. Awesome, fantastic. I was hoping somebody would say that. So, there is more use to MakerBot than just sending your friends money or giving them your made-up currency so that they can get comic books from you for free. This is where Subtar comes in. You might see the scene you've seen flashing on the screen that you recognize from the movie 300. What's happening here is Elon wasn't kidding. Twitter is the town square, but not town square like today. We don't have that anymore. This is the 1850s town square where when politicians have things to say to each other, they have knuckle-down fistfights in the street. Like we actually have politicians used to do that. And it actually was an important social safety valve that let these people get out their frustrations with each other, they fight, they eventually go out for beer, and then they work through their political issues. We've lost that, and recently we've seen disagreements over politics turn to assassination and violence, so we gotta get away from that. So here's one of the places that MakerBot and crypto plays in Twitter. Sometimes a cryptocurrency or a cryptographic currency isn't used as money. Sometimes it's used as a tomato. So what is happening here is the Subtard account messages at MakerBot, throw 300, God damn it, Carson. Okay, man. Throw 300 you're a Subtard, I'm throwing my tomatoes at you. As soon as I get off stage, I'm throwing tomatoes at you. But right now, you guys are gonna throw tomatoes at me. So throw 300 Subtard tomatoes at the Charlotte mayor. So what actually happened here is the Subtard account sent 300 Subtard worth, so it was only pennies. It effectively bought pennies worth of virtual tomatoes, 300 of them, and threw them at the Charlotte mayor. Now those coins are actually in the Charlotte mayor's account, which anybody can go look up, and they can actually see a score of just how rotten everyone thinks this person is, based on how many tomatoes they're throwing at them. So, when I'm being a shitty speaker, for those of you who want to, I will give you Subtard instead of Starcoin, and you can throw it at me on the internet. I'm not kidding. This is actually happening now. All right, who wants to throw tomatoes at me instead of giving you a Starcoin? Raise your hands. I won't mind. In fact, you'll get more money's worth of Subtard than you will Starcoin. All right, you guys are lying. Somebody has to. Yeah, I know Dan wants to throw a tomato at me. He's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? How much time are we on there? Carson, how much time are we on?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right, the last 5 minutes. Questions, go ahead.
So, I'm an honest person. I have BS, like it's too short for me.
Do it.
This sounds kind of like a social credit system like China, which I just doesn't say, well, at least what you presented so far. So, talk me into it.
So here's the thing. This is a decentralized system, and here's the difference between this and China. What China has done is they have used the internet, they have used IPv6 internet to create an entire country behind a single LAN. They have complete deep packet inspection, they have complete monitoring of their civilians. Every bit of data that is captured goes back to a system that Orwell was terrified of. 1984, thought crimes. They have thought crimes. In China, if you even throw away too much food into the trash, you will be limited on how much you can buy. So I appreciate just how dystopian that can be. So the difference between that and this is that is a system ran by the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. They control the rules and they put the weights on the scales and the levers. What we're seeing here is anarchy. This is decentralization where anyone can do anything they want. Like Subtard, I invented Subtard one night because Earl and Warren were fighting at each other. Warren called Earl a Subtard, dumber than a retard. Earl clapped back and said, oh, he can't even find a wife to have his children in Vietnam. And I responded to him with the tweet and said, hey, MakerBot, make Subtard. And it was kind of this funny thing to bring them two together. and then it evolved into this tomato throwing. But so to answer your question, the key difference is I just did this, and people can give a shit about it or not. I'm not the government, and that's the difference. What's happening here is an expression of freedom of speech. What's happening in China is control.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Great question. Wow, that was a fun round. I wasn't expecting to get into all that right now. We're at war, folks. Anyway, all right, any other questions? Go ahead.
What was the name of the institution that you mentioned early on in the discussion? Right, you mentioned BankerBot, but then you said the transactions were happening just for a little bit.
This is important. So BankerBot is a large language model bot made by somebody on Twitter named 0x Developer. I won't get too much into the history of 0x, but basically anybody who is a real serious developer on blockchain has a 0x identifier because addresses on Ethereum begin with 0x. Okay, past that. The wallet itself you are using is made by Stripe, a trusted American institution, and that's the key. That's the only reason I'm even talking about this. If there was anything but Stripe, at this point in time, I don't trust it. Will there be other stuff good that comes along? Yes, but am I willing to bet my farm on Stripe? Are my assets protected by Stripe, and do I feel them safe? Yes, I do, absolutely. So Stripe owns Privy. Privy is the wallet you're going to see. And when you see Privy, that's a positive sign. Not guaranteed that the front end guys are doing good, but Privy's on the back end. At least whoever's on the front end can't just run away with your money. Go ahead.
There's been some interesting legislation that's been going through, led by David Sachs, that's regulating how crypto can get exchanged. I think it was either the Clarity or the Genius Act are one of the two that are making changes there. And I think the biggest thing that I found just exciting in this space is that transactions in the blockchain will now start to happen instantaneously for us. And to your point earlier, is actually becoming more deregulated under the legislation that's going through, where any independent bank, whether it's a Bank of America or your local Orlando, whatever bank, can do these transactions in a non-centralized fashion.
And I'll add one thing, so I'm about to run out of time real quick. You're absolutely right, and I will give Trump administration absolute credit for this one, because they've done it by legislation and a lot by executive order. Cryptographic currency, cryptography, Web3, which is one of the most important coming technologies we have. Internet Web 2.0 is not secure. Everybody in this room has had their social security number leaked, because Experian could not hold their shit and leaked all of it. None of our, like, that is supposed to be our sacred number, and like every bad actor or country in the world has it. Like, our data is not secure. Web3 is the answer. Blockchain is the backbone of that answer. And where the Trump administration has really done well is there has been crushing regulation, crippling regulation on that sector. That's why it's only been scams, because you would have to be somebody who's willing to break the law to even use the technologies the way they're being used. Trump has lifted that. The administration has pulled all those away, and you can do pretty much anything you want right now with cryptographic currency, except for a promise it's an investment vehicle. As long as you're not telling people they're getting shares in a company or it's an investment with a guaranteed return, you can use this technology and find ways to make it utilitous to people however you want. And that's why cryptographic currency adoption is about to happen at an unbelievably rapid pace. We've now finally taken the chains off of technologists to work, and now we have that combined with AI development tools. One of my senior developers, she's incredible. I work with on a project. Her name's Ash Martin. You might have seen her around Twitter from the Tesla community. She wears Blue Origin. She wears a Starman suit sometimes. Last week we had a meeting, and she told me that in 12 minutes, the AI companion she developed to work with helped her do as much code as she previously did in an entire week. You scale that across a couple hundred people, and we are talking about thousands of years of man hours getting done in months of time now. So these technologies that suddenly pop up are going to be ready for mass adoption scale at a rate that we can't even fathom. Like Privy has in one go, there's a wallet for every single user on Twitter. Even if you don't sign into your account, I can go send all of your money and it'll be there from the day you log in. Like Privy's already ready to put wallets in the hands of the entire planet. They can already do it. And one last thing, and Dan will love this one. There's now computers on the blockchain. 64 kilobyte computers you can now run off the blockchain. Can never be deleted, can never be removed. All right, guys, I'll have to give this up. Somebody else is next. We'll let me talk to you guys more on the round table. Thank you so much for humoring me, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.
want to round off what Eli said with a quote. Some of you may have heard of an author called Douglas Adams. He wrote The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He said, I've come up with a set of rules that describe our reactions to technologies. Anything that is in the world when you are born is normal and ordinary and just a natural part of the way the world works. Anything that's invented between when you're 15 and 35 is new and exciting and revolutionary, and you can probably get a career in it. Anything that's invented after you're 35 is against the natural order of things. That's kind of how I feel about everything that Eli just talked about. But we're going to have to get used to it. So. All right, a couple of more things I forgot to mention earlier. Thank you for Tesla to bring the Optimus robot over in the corner there. Unfortunately, that's not a real one. That's just a display one that they have in the store. But I think Larry might be talking a little bit about Optimus in his talk. And then over by the Starman poster on the wall over there are some of the club shirts and things. They're just samples, but if you're interested in getting any club logo merchandise, there's some examples of what we've got over there. Alrighty, so with that, we're gonna ask Larry to step up, and then after that, we'll have a break and give you a chance to go and stretch your legs and grab another coffee, do whatever you want. Any questions before we get going with Mr. Goldberg? No? Cool. Very good. Larry, over to you.
Good morning. So, I guess I spend a lot of time on YouTube. Who actually has watched me on YouTube? A few hands up. And who watches the Randy Kirk piece? And who watches Herbert? Anybody here watch The Maverick Mind? Yeah. So Maverick Mind is a piece is a channel that I have. It's not really a channel. It's a part of Farzad's channel. And I interview some really, really interesting people who I call Mavericks. They're people that I am interested in. And one of my subjects is our dear friend Joe. Stand up, Joe. So if you want to know a little bit about Joe, go and have a look at my interview of him on Maverick Mind. He's an extraordinary character. So the program says I'm going to talk about Optimus, but you know, that would be very optimistic. Because I know about as much about Optimus as anybody who's done the reading on Optimus has done. I have no inside information on Optimus. I have some guesses, and I'd be very happy to talk about them. But they're certainly not the kind of information you would want to spend your time listening to, because they're just opinions. What I really want to talk about today, and it's up to you guys, is investment. How to think about investing in Tesla. Anybody interested in that?
Yes.
Okay. Majority rules. I was going to do it anyway, but. So, for those of you who don't know me, I've spent a lifetime building companies. I started in South Africa. I'll be 8 years of age in March of next year. So I started this in the 1960s. And by the time I came to settle in the United States, I came to school here in the United States, by the way, in 63, 64, because I was very inspired by John Kennedy as a schoolboy in South Africa. I used to get Time magazine. Anybody remember Time magazine? Yeah. I used to get Time magazine every week. The only kid in my school who ever got Time magazine. And I was so inspired by Kennedy's, first his election campaign, but more particularly his inaugural address. I could recite that word for word still today. And so I sought out this American Field Service Scholarship, came to the United States in 63, 64, went to school in Scarsdale, New York, and it was the beginning of the Vietnam era. And many of my school friends went to Vietnam, and many of my school friends marched in the streets against the Vietnam War. And so I had to go back to South Africa because that was the term, those were the terms of my scholarship. I think it was I think it still is actually a visa rules, or the rules of student visas. Anyway, started in business in 65, and built a very large shared data systems, computer system. That's what they called the cloud in those days, shared data systems. And then IBM 360, first IBM 360 owned by in private hands in South Africa. And in 82, sold my companies. I had 3 public companies, sold my companies, went to London, where I had kept one business in my own name outside South Africa, because you could not take money out of South Africa in those days. They froze your assets, you left the country, the government kind of took over your assets. I went to London, fixed that company, sold that, and then came to the United States. That was my stake. And I've built 3 companies in the United States and 1 in India in the interim, until I retired back in 2000, December of 2022. Since then, I've become busier than I've ever been in my whole life. And what do? I do investments, and a lot of my investments are in the Musk universe. So apart from Tesla, I'm very heavily invested in the other Musk private enterprises, other than Boring Company. So that's my background. So let's talk about investing in Tesla. Firstly, I will tell you that I'm a very, very bullish investor in Tesla. I'm a Tesla bull. But I'm very careful to ensure that I keep my percentage of Tesla investment under control. I do not put everything into Tesla, just as I do not put everything into stocks and risky investments. I'm very, very, very disciplined about allocating my investments. And I'm not saying you should be, but that's how I treat my own assets. And so this is all about risk management. One of the things that you learn as you get older is that when you're younger, you tend to be a little bit more optimistic than perhaps is warranted. And so I've always kept a very small percentage of my assets in risky investments. Now that doesn't work that well when you're young and you've got very few assets. But here's the trick, that when you're young you've got an enormous amount of energy, and that's a very vital asset. So you can use that energy as your stake in whatever it is you're going to do in life, whether it's working in a job or building a business, building a company, whatever you're building. And you can start at a very young age taking a small percentage of everything you get and putting it into investments. And so you start learning at a very young age, and there are not that many people at a very young age in this room, but you start learning at a very young age how to allocate capital. You can do this at any stage in your life. Just think about the value of risk and the value of investment. So having got the issue of risk out of the way, because nobody likes talking about risk at the beginning, let's talk about Tesla and where Tesla is in the world today. And we can also talk about SpaceX if you're interested. Investing in Tesla is investing in one of the riskiest investments available in the stock market today. That's just a fact. Why is it so risky? It's risky because Elon Musk is taking some huge risks, as he is wont to do. In his mind, he has done the math, the financial math, and he sees the opportunity to build something historic. He's always been that way. He was born that way. By the way, he was born less than 15 miles away from where I was born. He's always been that way. He has a sense of calculus which is beyond that I'm able to develop, and he understands risk a lot better than I do. But for me, and for my calculus, it's extraordinarily risky. But he has consistently, over the years, done extremely well in his calculus. He's not been 100% successful. I can count several unsuccessful efforts. I can see several unsuccessful products developed within Tesla. But by and large, if you take his life's entire cycle, he's been extraordinarily successful. More successful than I think any other business person I know, any other founder I know. And the interesting thing about him is his sense of judgment is extraordinary. Here's a fact that many people don't know about Elon. He's made several private investments in non-public companies where he's a minority investor along with several others. Out of the 4 that I've identified that he's invested in, every one of them has been a significant success. Now that is the most extraordinary achievement I've ever seen of a private investor. Because investing in startups, investing in founders and startups, you're doing pretty well if you're going to get 1 out of 10. 2 out of 10 is considered, extraordinary. I mean, you've got to go to some of the best venture funds in the business to get a 2 out of 10. 4 out of 4 is extraordinary. I mean, truly extraordinary. So the judgment is much keener than, we have. I assume we're all at the same level, but so that gives me a lot of faith. But let's look at Tesla itself. I am of the opinion, and this may be debatable amongst you all, but I'm of the opinion that about 2 years ago, Elon Musk decided to change the course of Tesla. He came to a personal and private decision that being a car company, being an auto manufacturer, was not a profitable undertaking. And he made the decision to turn Tesla into what it's becoming today, what we are seeing evidence of today, and that is an embodied AI company. He didn't particularly share that very well with his own executives, and I think that's the reason why we've seen an exit of certain executives from that company over this period of time. But every single major move he's made indicates that he made that decision some years ago and he's executing on it. And we're only beginning to see the evidence of that now. Some of us understood that a little bit earlier. Some of us were aware of it without actually realizing it, but there's no doubt that the company is in a state of transformation. It's not often that a company of this size and of this consequence, undertakes such an enormous strategic transition. But it's happening, and we're watching it happen. What's interesting is the question, does the financial community begin to understand it, and when do the financial community develop the same level of confidence that Elon has got? So the question is, the recent move of the stock market, of Tesla stock on the stock market over the last week or two, does that represent that level of realization? I don't think so. I think there are waves of realization. I think it happens in waves. We get the analyst community, some members of the analyst community begin to understand it. They talk about it. Some institutions begin to develop that conviction. And it happens in waves. And I think we see that wave coming now. Will the stock remain high? No. Here's the reality. That stock is going to come back down again. That's just going to happen.
Thank you for being real about that instead
Yep.
of shills on Twitter.
Yeah, that's just going to happen. Why? Because that's the nature of these waves. There's a wave of conviction, there's a wave of reaction. There's a wave of conviction, there's a wave of reaction. So if you're betting on the stock staying at 390 or whatever it is this particular moment in time, you're deluding yourself. It's going to come back down again. How far is it going to come back down? I don't know. It depends upon a lot of factors. So when I start by saying that I'm very disciplined about what percentage of my assets are in Tesla, that's what risk management is all about. The stock is going to come back down again. I don't know how far, but I'm certain it's going to come back down again, and then it's going to go back up. I put in my mind the thought that the financial industry as a whole is going to catch up to this change in Tesla's strategy sometime towards the end of next year. Because I think that's when robotaxi, Cybercab's robotaxi will be expanded. We'll see the first deliveries of Optimus. So that's it. Those are incredibly important moments. And there will be waves of new institutions becoming convicted in the stock. And we've just seen what I think is one of these waves. There will be several more to come. So if you believe what I believe in the company, in the strategy that Elon is pursuing, in the opportunity of this embodied AI company, then A, have patience, B, be prepared to see the stock reverse several times. It's a wild ride, be ready for a wild ride, but be very cautious. So, debt against your stock. Who was at TeslaCon in 22? Did anybody hear me speak?
Yes.
If you heard me speak, you will remember me pleading with people not to go into debt to buy Tesla stock. Don't leverage your Tesla stock. I pleaded with people. I had conversations with individuals with more than $5 million in Tesla stock in that time. Some of whom had debt approaching $4 million. I pleaded with them, guys, just reduce your debt. Don't borrow money to buy Tesla stock. Don't buy Tesla stock on time. Be very cautious about long-term options. Some of those people, I'm afraid to tell you, I know their story, they've been wiped out. And this is another time where I would ask you, personally, don't go into debt to buy Tesla Starman. So, that's all the good news. I'm kidding. I am very, very, very confident for myself and for my personal commitment to Tesla that we're in a historic moment. But I could be wrong. And, you know, it's very important for you to think that way. So, I don't know how much time I've taken, but I'll take any questions that you may have. Yes, sir.
Excellent advice, obviously, don't invest when you're able to, and I'm more curious around your discipline.
I'm afraid I can't hear you.
Very great advice around not allocating more than you can lose, and I'm very curious about the degree of your discipline. For instance, let's say it is up to 12-15% the last couple of days, and if you've mentally said, I don't want my overall portfolio to be more than 5% Tesla the value when it goes up, do you systematically have like stop losses or sales that say, okay, sell at this level and it gets back down? Are you in and out, or are you in for the long term, I guess is maybe what I'm asking.
I ride my winners.
Okay.
So I don't sell my Tesla stock. I view my Tesla stock as it represents a cost to me. So right now my Tesla stock is way beyond the level of allocation I set for it. Way beyond that. But I haven't sold. Now the truth of the matter is, if I have to be honest, I did buy Leaps back in 2017 and 2018. I bought Leaps, and those I did sell because I had a sufficient number of shares. But other than that, I've not sold. I don't think I've ever sold a Tesla share. Yeah.
If I could be real greedy, you also mentioned investing in some of his private companies.
Yes.
How are you able to do that?
Through the First Principles Group. Who knows the First Principles Group? Anybody? Wow. Guys. First Principles Group is a company that invests heavily in Elon Musk's private companies. I was instrumental in forming it. So I would highly recommend, and you can direct message me. I'll send you their information. And unfortunately, in this country today, there are very stringent regulations about who is allowed to invest in a private company, a non-public company, or a non-traded public company, and so you've got to have a minimum. I don't know the exact numbers, but a minimum of $2 million of liquid assets, or at one level and 5 million at another level. But if you've got a 2 million liquid assets, excluding your personal residence, you can invest in a private company, and I would be in touch with the First Principles Group. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Larry, could you talk about your thoughts on the Tesla business in terms of energy versus automotive versus Optimus versus whatever else? How do you characterize it?
Yeah, I would say that the robotaxi business and the Optimus business are such large opportunities that there will be very, very intense competition for Tesla in both those fields. There are multi-trillion-dollar opportunities. There's no doubt in my mind. I think Tesla in many markets, not in all markets, but in many markets, will be a leader, possibly in many important markets such as North America, the dominant leader, and some markets such as Europe, one of the leaders, and in some markets such as China, a laggard. And that's for political reasons. And so, if you take both those businesses, that is to say the humanoid robot, and robotaxi, each of those multi-trillion-dollar opportunities will possibly yield as much as $1 trillion of revenue, and I'm talking about a decade hence. So I see those as the dominant. Now, that's not to say that Tesla Energy business is small. If you look at the backlog that Tesla Energy is building right now, it's pretty impressive. This could be, a multi-$100 billion business, which itself is pretty good. I think the auto business is simply a means to manufacture a large number of robotaxis at a very low price. I think that's the value of the auto business. I honestly do subscribe to Elon's belief that private vehicle ownership is going to decline globally, and with it, auto sales are going to decline globally. Does that answer your question? Well, that's just my belief. Yes, ma'am.
Do you see any opportunities in spotting suppliers to Tesla that are publicly held that maybe recommend investing?
So the question is, are there suppliers to Tesla that I would recommend? I rate the OEM market, I rate that market, secondary suppliers to auto companies, very poorly. I don't see that as an opportunity at all. It's an incredibly competitive business. Margins have always been very, very tight. Maybe if you had an extraordinary battery discovery, you could be important. But no, I would not invest in OEMs at this time.
What do you think of the... I'm sorry.
There's a question back.
Could you speak to SpaceX as a potential?
Sure. SpaceX is one of the most attractive investments I can think of. You'll have to get into a long line in order to invest in it. First Principles Group do get allocation. I think SpaceX is going to have to come to the market for a very large amount of money shortly, because I think the investment in Starship is going to become very... And by the way, if you guys want to know anything about SpaceX, Joe's your man. I use Joe as my fount of knowledge. He's probably the right guy to ask. But I think that SpaceX is about to start spending some really big capital on Starlink. Starlink is going to become a telephone company. It's going to become the global telephone company. That's got to be an enormous opportunity, one of the biggest financial opportunities in the market today, I believe. And so I'm probably more excited about my SpaceX investment than I am about my Tesla investment. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you mentioned about private vehicle ownership globally going down. So my question to you is, specific to the U.S., historically things like mass transit, buses, trains, as someone who travels a lot globally, including Europe, I go to China, I see, I'm a big fan of mass transit when it works well, and Europe and Asia, especially China, it's amazing, Japan, amazing. And it's not happened here historically for a couple of reasons. One, the large size of the U.S., but also it's a lot of it is culture. It's American car culture. And again, as a car lover, I'm part of that. So I would ask you what your opinion is on getting the culture shift here.
Well, America was the biggest horse riding country in the world. I mean, I understand car culture. I'm a car collector. I've got 8 Teslas. And before that, I don't know if you ever read my post about the cars I've owned, but I've owned Rolls Royces, I've owned Ferraris, I'm the guy who sold a Ferrari to buy a Model 3. I'm not kidding. You know, I'm banned from ever owning a Ferrari, buying a Ferrari from Ferrari again.
It's okay, we love you.
Thank you. So, I think you have a very strong point, but I think that cars are going to be ordered. I mean, the order culture is not going to go away. I think we're always going to have collectors and we're always going to have drivers. But look, I've given up flying. I'm the guy, my address for 40 years was C2B, you know. Now my address is, you know, in my FSD vehicle of choice this week. And I've traveled, I don't know, 40,000 miles in the last year in my Cybertruck. I mean, and I'm not the most traveled guy in the Cybertruck, I'll tell you that. There are a lot of guys who've done a lot more than I have. But I'm getting older though. So, I think you're right. I think that there will always be an order culture, but I think that for most people, for most of the trips they take, it's going to be in robotaxi. And I'm not talking about next year. I'm talking about probably 15 to 20 years' time. I don't see it happening as fast as some people see it happening. I think there's a lot of infrastructure that has. Very few people understand the amount of infrastructure that's going to be needed for robotaxi. A lot of people who are big Waymo supporters and big, Uber supporters, they don't understand the amount of infrastructure. And when we heard about the kind of work that Tesla is doing about their infrastructure just to sell cars, you've got to understand how much infrastructure is going to have to go in to support robotaxis. Yeah. So how much time do I have left?
Another 15 minutes.
Another 15. All right. Any more questions?
Question.
Sorry? Yes. Yeah.
Larry, first of all, let me start by saying how grateful this community is for you for being the logical bull to make sure that we're protected and talking from a sense of purpose and knowledge. Very grateful and very grateful. But I wanted to ask your perspective. So one of the things that I see with Elon that we don't have across corporate America is that he uses his data analytics to turn on a dime, which we don't see. And I think that that is one thing that perspective of people, you know, especially the way media portrays things, people don't understand that he takes in information. They look at things as a failure because he changes or modifies the path. And I wanted to see, I mean, you've owned companies, you understand what it is to be a founder and what to develop, what it develops, and you've watched other people who have done that. I think it's extraordinary what he does. I think it's a true gift that everyone needs in business to be able to analyze. I work in automotive, and it is just ridiculous, and it takes 4 years to make a decision and vet it and, you know, make a decision and move on. And I think that is, and I want your perspective, I think that people are so afraid of failure. Elon's not afraid to fail because he learns from it. So as long as he's learning, he's progressing. And I think that's, when it comes to SpaceX, when it comes to Neuralink, when it comes to Tesla, I think that's what really differentiates him. But how is your perspective about that, about failure and success?
Yeah, I think some of my greatest successes have sprung from some of my greatest failures. I think the ability to pivot and to make the decision to pivot, to be courageous enough to make that pivot, I think that doesn't just only come from Elon, although Elon probably represents it more than anybody else, but it is a Silicon Valley. It's something that the Valley has taught us. I think it's a Silicon Valley, just the reality of what one has to do to survive. You know, there are some positives, there are a lot of positives, but there are also some negatives that come from that sense of pivot. And we see it in watching the culture at Tesla and seeing the changes and seeing some of the moves that Tesla makes. Look, Tesla makes mistakes, and we have to be, you know, we have to be grounded in trying to judge what they do make mistakes, but they own those mistakes. For the most part, they really own those mistakes, and so it's very important in life to be not brutally honest, but simply honest. You don't have to make an error a fault. So if you've made an error, you know, own it, make the change and move on. And there's nobody that I know who's as brutally honest with themselves as they are with the public as Elon. Now, a lot of people don't believe him, or believe that he's not honest, or believe that he's not patent about what he's doing. I take a different perspective. I take him at his word. Now, he projects, his timescales that he projects are the timescales that he would like to see things done in, or that he believes things can be done in. And he's never right. I mean, I don't think he's ever made it. I don't think he's ever actually delivered on time.
It was ahead of time.
To amend that just a little bit.
Okay.
It's not necessarily that he believes he can do something in 6 months or whatever, he's crazy, or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think he wants that to be, but he uses it as a forcing function. And the reason why is that it's almost like Murphy's Law. If you think something is going to take you a year, and you set your mark at a year, it will take you a year. If you say 6 months, it may take you 8 months, but you've got 4 months now that you didn't have before. I think that's the way he approaches it, and you see that all the time, you know, with what he says about Tesla and products. You see that at SpaceX, you see that at Gigafactory all the time. I mean, when I go to the factory, I tour, I talk to people inside, I see equipment that was purchased and then has been repurposed or not even used again because of the fact that they make these targets, they get ahead of where they thought they would be, and then they realize now we can pivot and do something else. So I think that's really more of it than just coming up with timelines.
And sir, real quick, they've been doing it since PayPal. You're absolutely right. It's the gas expansion and the aquarium effect. Yeah, you quoted it perfectly.
And I think that needs a lot of examination, because I've seen in the press particularly, but also on X, I've seen the use of the word lie. Elon lies because he says delivering in a year gets delivered in 2 years. That is not a lie. And the definition of lie has been very, very flexible in the public forum and the public debates, and it's very unfortunate. But he definitely uses it as a forcing function. But he does it not to intentionally make a date that can't be met. He does it by making a date that he calculates can be met. Somebody said that he delivered the Model Y on time, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so 1 out of 10 is not bad. And by the way, that wasn't a joke, that's deadly serious. 1 out of 10 is not bad. Joe said that, you know, he says he'll get it done in a year, and if you say that, you know, you can get it done in a year, that's fine. But it's very seldom that you're going to your 1 year date. Even if you set that date to a year, what's going to happen is that because you've given yourself time, it's going to take longer than that period of time. So the forcing function is almost an essential part of planning. And it's really strange to say, because at what point in time do you say, oh, well, if you use that forcing function all the time, you're always going to say, well, we're never going to make it by that date, so it's okay to make that date. So it's a very, very complex game we play with ourselves, planning and scheduling. My entire life has been spent planning and scheduling deliveries of software. I have never met a date, ever. And I'm looking back at my company that I sold the company in 2014 and stayed with them until 2022 with a minority stake. I just sold that minority stake. That company, in all the time that I was with it, never met a date. But we always delivered ahead of our competitor. So that's, it's a very, very, and the problem is Elon, will come out in public and say these things outside of the company, and people don't understand the complexity of that game.
Couple of questions.
Yeah.
Do you know or care whether Model 2 is just some variant of the Model 3 or a completely different car? And related to that, what are your thoughts on the unboxed methodology going forward?
The unboxed methodology is a true revolution. It's a revolution of incredible moment. It doesn't only touch on the car, it touches on a lot of...
Do you want to say what it is in case some people haven't?
Yeah, up to now, we've been building cars in much the same way that Henry Ford invented, or he and his engineers invented over 100 years ago. What we've done is we've created a body of a car, and then we've kind of worked inside the car to try and build it out. The unbox process is simply not creating the body, working on half a body or a quarter of a body at a time so that you can access the interior where all the stuff goes into very easily, and then put those pieces back together again at the end of the period. So does anybody contest that view of the unbox process? Because I describe it that way and nobody's ever described it that way. Does everybody get that idea? It's extraordinarily difficult to work inside this narrow space, this very unconventional space that our human bodies are not made to work in. Whereas if we cut the car in quarters, it's very easy to work in those quarters. And you just plug the quarters together like a Lego set. So yes.
XAI, Tesla commingling, basically Elon's AI projects commingling with Tesla.
I couldn't hear actually.
He's asking about XAI commingling with Tesla.
Yeah.
AI projects commingling with Tesla.
I'll answer that. Did I answer your question?
The unboxed bit, yes. The Model 2, no. Do you know?
The Model 2. Yeah. So here's the answer to that question. I don't care. This is not a car company anymore. Which model is coming down the pike is absolutely irrelevant to, I think, the business plan. And so for that reason, I think it's unlikely to be a brand new car. I think it's likely to be some modification of an existing vehicle, probably the Y. But I don't care. It's not of much moment. Now the question was XAI. XAI is easily the single most risky project that Elon has ever tackled. Probably the biggest one he's ever tackled. I give it a 1 out of 10 chance of succeeding, maybe 2 out of 10 chance of succeeding. But that's pretty high for Elon. Look, the prize is gigantic. whatever the success or otherwise of XAI, by the way, I've got a pretty big investment in XAI because my investment in X got rolled into XAI after I invested in XAI. But here's the reality. As in Tesla, whatever the objective of XAI was when Elon started it, it's going to evolve. It's going to change. What he's learning, it's one of the most expensive experiments the world has ever seen, just as is OpenAI, by the way. Where we end on this journey, I don't know, but it's going to be not where they think it's going. So, XAI is the investment I would say you need to approach with the greatest of caution, just as any investment in AI is, because we're just at the beginning of the AI journey. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. We have just begun the AI journey. It's going to end in a very different place from where we started, or where we think we're going with it. And so, great opportunity, great risk. Yes, sir.
Actually, I'm gonna close it there, because we're gonna go to a break, and then afterwards we can group into carry on the discussion in smaller groups. So, before we go to a break, thank you, Larry.
On the back of all your badges, you do have some little green tickets, so we're going to do various drawings. Oops. Where'd it go? Oh, there we go. Yeah. So we're going to do various drawings over the next couple of days. So we're going to start. Larry, if you could draw 2 of those out of there. And these are both for $50 Tesla gift cards, I think. So the numbers are, I think they all start 792. 792-944. Okay, we have one. Great. And then, what's your name? Jennifer. Congratulations, Jennifer. And then 792-985. Do we have another one? 985, anybody?
Must be present to win, right?
Must be present to win. All right. One more. Grab another one. Okay. Let's see if this one's in the room. 792-966. 966. We got one! Yay, Patty! Okay. Patty and Jennifer, come and see me afterwards. All right, so we're going to go for a break. 15 minutes. If you could all try and be back in here at 11:15. And we'll break up into roundtable discussions, and I'll give the instructions and we'll come back together. Oh, and by the way, Eli, if you haven't noticed, has done his Starman outfit. So if you want to get any photos with Optimus and or Starman, come over here and grab a shot with Eli.
Sorry I'm late, but this is Florida. In fact, we also had to grab a drink. If anybody wants one, I got an extra.
Welcome, content.
take a picture of you? Oh, yeah, I'll take it. Yeah. Oh no, I'm so done. I'm 128 terabytes. I just filmed like 4K video and just ate my memory. Yeah, we'll take pictures. I went to Epcot Center by myself yesterday, so I'm gonna take
I think it'd just be cool to have it.
Text him.
All right, I'll see you in a little bit.
Well, yeah, we'll make an announcement later on what to do.
Yeah, I thought I did. I followed the instructions, which I thought this is an old, the original one because I put a terabyte drive in there, so I could always add it to that instead. But
it's at least 2 gigabytes, right?
Yeah, it's the original one from Tesla, so it should be. It fits on there. It's not that it doesn't fit.
Okay, I just texted Jason. If you want, you can also tag him in the Discord. Are you on our Discord?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, tag him on there. You should get back to him.
Okay.
I sent him a text directly.
Okay, is he coming here? I guess at some point.
Yeah, he should be. Yeah, he should have already been here. I haven't seen him around though.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Everything's still recording right now. It's actually live streaming to X, Facebook, and YouTube right now. Yeah, you can watch the first 20 minutes on X, Facebook, or YouTube. I got you. I'm over 200,000 now. Bunch of tires, obviously, a bit. AC, because I use the AC so much. No, it was 2018, so I didn't. They didn't have it back then.
Where were you this morning?
Start with the Model Y, I believe, in like 2020. Definitely get the Model Y 2021. I forget when they introduced it. Carried it up with all the Model Y. Picture of Model Y. Definitely Model Y starting in the it's a Model X. It's a camera, so I think I got to go all this way. So I got another 2.5 years left. Unless they introduce a cyber SUV. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful.
So my opinions have to stand as a result of even though I'm not one of the still, that's why I say it.
So we'll start again in 4 minutes time at 11:20. 11:20 we'll start again.
Maybe? Considering the retires, so I'd be very careful.
Gotcha. When I worked for Tesla, I took a picture of it 3 months after it came out and I posted to Facebook. I had a meeting between HR and my manager.
Yeah, we've got
That's why I keep my work in my service.
Smart.
So the community, if I'm just a person for on top of what I do.
Gotcha. What's up, Chad? What's up with you? It's all good. That's a good question. I read CYBRBEATZ. Yes. Yes. I texted Jason. Nick, have you seen Jason? I have not. I texted him. I haven't been able to find him. Are you on our Discord? Oh, it's like our chat room for the events at the club. You can tag him on there. Instructions on how to get into it. It's on the bottom of the event page and the FAQ page. Okay. Just add Jason on there and tag him. I sent him a text. They get back to me. Okay. Oh, he said he'll be here at 1:30.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. So we need to be here. We're here at 1:30, so we're going to go that up.
Yep.
Thank you.
Jason from CYBRBEATZ.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jason's going to be here at 1:30. Okay. Did you already do the projects?
So we drove 2, yes.
You did? Okay, nice.
I still own a farm in Central Illinois, so I
You want that, Carson?
Yes.
So this is my program from 24. I'm going to leave one with you for Nick.
Be 25.
This was for 25. Yeah, sorry. And I put our
Then you gave me one at Chattanooga Charge.
Oh, I didn't give you one of these, but just so you can see what we did in 25.
Ah, okay.
And then
This is nice.
Sorry.
Take a sure those do that.
So Carson, we are, how are you? We're moving our event to the beginning of June.
Okay.
The reason is, as soon as the kids get out of school, that starts the summer season in Michigan on the lakes. And the problem is that the costs go up so substantially, but they have this big event in near Muskegon called Electric Forest. It's massive. So we competed with 100,000 people coming into Muskegon. By the time people started, I had gotten rooms, but people didn't start booking until after the room, like kind of how it was here. Then it ran out before people started booking. Well, then they had raised the rates to $300 a night. So now by going here, I'm already working on getting the codes and negotiating the deals to get people. So this is just what I put on there about sponsorship.
Yeah, this is great. We may use like this is good stuff that for us to possibly do for our future events too. And after our event is over, I'll reach out to you just in case I don't. I'll share our after action report.
Okay.
What went well, what went wrong, and you can use that to learn from your future.
Yep.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the whole thing. It's about sharing. So I've done, I actually work in supply chain management, so I've worked in IT for over 40 years. But one of the things that I have done for fun, I've done wedding planning for 30 years.
Oh, nice.
So I've done other events, I've done corporate events and all kinds of stuff where I plan things.
These are just like scaled up weddings.
That's exactly what this is.
Yeah.
Yep. And it just goes over multiple days.
Yeah.
But I still brought it in. Yeah. So you guys here, you guys do at resorts. We don't have that. So
All right,
venues,
we're going to get
outdoor
started
venues,
again with the smaller roundtable discussions. So if you look at the list on the screen, that shows which table we're going to start out at. So Chuck is going to be over at table 15, over in the corner over there. Joe will be at table 14, which is over at this one. Larry is over at table 1.
So we were like,
Chris Salvo is actually still going to be outside. So if you've got any questions for the electrified garage guys, head on outside. Cameron, once he reappears, I'm going to put on table 10. And Eli is going to be on table 5. So if you want to chat with any of these folks, go to the appropriate table. So Larry is over on table 1. Chuck and Joe are on 14 and 15. And once Joe moves, Joe Tegtmeyer to table 14, please. Chris Salvo is going to be outside. And a quick reminder, so Larry was our previous speaker, so things about Tesla, the future, investing, Optimus, Unboxed, all that stuff. Eli about blockchain, AI, automation, all the future stuff that frightens the life out of me. Chris on warranty and servicing and fixing cars and upgrading cars. Cameron Scott from D-Charge, about earning money from a charging station. Joe, SpaceX and Gigafactory, and then Chuck Cook, FSD, AI, all types of things to do with Airbus and JetBlue.
No, the Y, you mean?
Or the Y?
Oh, no, that's another former Tesla employee, also lives in their Tesla, but he lives in a Model Y, I live in a Model X. Table 5? Nick, what's table 5? Table 5. Table 5.
Sorry, guys, continue.
I don't remember what, is six Tesla van lifers going to be here in person or remotely, including me. So Eli, he did Tesla van life on and off for years. Nico, he's been doing it for years in a Model Y. Joining us on the call tomorrow is Sandro, also in a Model X. He's on his way to the tip of South America. He's almost there. Who else? Jimmy Cho from Canada, who founded Frugal, who makes the full-out Tesla kitchens. And Dave Myers, who uses Tesla as a bedroom for years, is a rapper who's rapped about living in his Tesla.
I'm just learning about all this kind of stuff, so I'm brand new, so that's partly why that was.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I want to start like following whoever. Do you do YouTubes of yours?
I do videos occasionally here and there. It's mostly
yours isn't like a regular.
Yeah, it's mostly other people interviewing me. Nico
okay,
and
that's
Sandro, they are full-time content creators. Yeah, Nico's on Instagram, Sandro's on everything, YouTube, Instagram, and Nico's also on YouTube, of course.
Okay, all right.
You're most welcome. Post in the Discord a selfie with you, and then we'll reach out after the weekend for you to get your Tesla Shop gift card.
Okay.
Are you already on the Discord?
No, but I'll make sure it's nice.
Yeah, instructions on how to join on the bottom of the event page and FAQ.
Or do we keep that? Carson, we don't keep this, right?
No, follow the instructions online.
Take care.
You bring it to the furthest Tesla Supercharger.
Okay.
I did see that. But the scan will take a photo.
Don't look for any more. Don't look for any more. We're not starting it until later on.
Well, I didn't look for it.
No, don't put it back.
That's why I was asking. I went to look for it. I was doing the phone call and I saw it on the ground or in the bush and I picked it up like someone dropped keys. I thought it was a key.
Every time I put it looks down.
All good, all good.
What?
Like your table.
Thank you, thank you. That's from the
I still have one of those sitting in my garage.
trunk cover. Is the live stream still going? Yeah, live stream is still going. Do I turn the camera?
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so this is, in fact, I better call my daughter.
That was good.
I wasn't ready. One more.
figured you'd save then. We have a TeslaCaching Hunt, which is $15 Tesla shop gift cards each, and you want to save something for the rest of the week.
Yeah, I was wondering, I don't know how easy it's going to do anything.
Because we don't have a mic.
We don't have a mic. We're just in one bit of the restaurant and there's live music.
First person who gets it. Whoever walks in. Congrats, you're first.
Yeah, well that means one of us.
Before you walk in, there's a few people there. Who is here first?
Yeah.
And then that way we still have, so it's 150 total plus 15 times 8. So it's like 120. It's 250 plus another 250 for tomorrow. let's do that right after. So come back. So here's what's going on right now. Switch stable. Are we doing 30-minute switches?
No, I've told them they can decide on their own.
Okay, so when people come back, just remind people to join Tesla in Florida, or socials, blah, blah, blah. Looking for event organizers. And then before we switch tables, let's give it a break. Time for another prize. Water. Well, thanks for showing our sponsor. They got some coffee. Choose random winner. And then we'll do my comedy skit video. Take a 2 or 3 minute break, and Nainan will come on. Nainan. And then reminder: Tesla demo drives are located. Here's the Wharf dinner. Join us for live music. And Back to the Future. He said not till 1:30. Yeah. I'm having to tell people to.
So we broke them up. So because we need to give people instructions because we do the break at
Well, I have a slide that goes over the instructions.
Okay. Do you know enough
It's all
about
on the
it?
FAQs.
All right. Do you know enough about it that you can talk to it?
I can't get custom light shows on my Tesla.
No. I mean, do you know enough about these instructions?
I know the basics. Just download the link from click on the link, copy the files to a flash drive.
So people were asking, is he going to have any flash drives?
Yes, he's going to have loaners and he's going to have special ones to sell.
Okay. All right. And the plan is to meet in this car starting at 8 o'clock.
Yes, he does.
No, but that I must be. That's
Yeah. And I put that here all in the copy and everything.
Okay.
So you can cover that.
Yeah.
And then after that, announce the TeslaCaching Hunts. They're all outside within the patio area. Okay. Somebody already found one.
Yeah.
Without even knowing it. So I'm just going to tell them they're going to already get the prize. So there's 7 more to win. They take a selfie, post on the Discord. We'll follow up with them after the weekend with instructions on how to get it. If they haven't joined Discord, instructions are on the bottom of the website and the
Alright, I'll probably ask you to go through that.
Okay. And I have a video, 30 seconds, explaining what TeslaCaching is. And that's it for conference table. Okay. How's it going, Glenn? You need anything?
I have a moment to actually return some emails.
I gotcha.
If I don't, I get like behind by days.
Yeah, I hate that. I actually stopped bothering with even archiving or deleting or moving emails to folders. I just mark it red, and that's it. Hey! Gotta crop it first. How you doing? Anything, my good man?
I was just gonna say, are you getting some pics of the breakout sessions here?
Yes. That's recording right now still. The camera right in front of you.
No, I just meant like still photos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Andrew Locke, he's taking care of that.
Oh, amazing. It's beautiful, man. Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Working on...
Great spot too, man. How the heck do you guys get an Optimus here? It's freaking awesome.
I know. Well, we kind of guilted them into it. Hey, X Takeover's got the Cyber.
I love it, yeah.
And the Optimus.
No, this is great, man.
Give us Optimus out.
Gotta represent the East Coast, baby.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Can't wait till they're pumping out, and then one day we can have Optimus hosting. Which we actually was originally, we have a whole Optimus costume and everything. We had somebody who's going to dress up as Optimus and do the whole thing in character, but yeah, somebody came up with Yeah, right now they're on V2.5. Yeah, sure. Oh, okay, yeah. So good portrait. Pretty cool. Three, two, one. That's how you do it. You ever hear from Drake?
Sorry?
You ever hear back from Drake?
Never.
What the hell?
I'm gonna just drive by his house because ever since he took that job up in Gainesville, zero contact.
Yeah.
He told me he was starting the job, he'd get back to me, and crickets.
Yeah.
Has he talked to you any?
No, he's posted on X maybe once or twice since he started.
They must have told him to shut up.
Yeah.
They would have had to because he was a very vocal person.
Exactly, yeah. I saw him join in X Spaces, and at first he was invited speaker. He declined being a speaker. I told you when I worked for Tesla, Model 3 came out after 3 months. I took a picture of it, posted it on social media. Next weekend, after the next weekend, I had to have a 2-on-1 meeting with my manager and HR. Like he made like an international incident. I posted a picture of a car that came out 3 months prior. Ridiculous.
I do not have an answer. The only thing I could tell is that he had to sign a non-compete, non-disclosure clause with his job, and so
You shouldn't have to sign a non-compete.
I I'm just telling you, if he's hosting an event, that's a non-compete clause. Just letting you know. Because he has hosted the Cybertruck.
Well, you work for Tesla, not if you leave Tesla, because that's actually legal now. Cheers.
My granddaughter, she's looking for a man.
Does she live in Florida?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Orlando.
Tell her to say hi.
Okay, where are you from?
Long Island, born and raised, but now I live in Cape Canaveral.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a big change.
Yep.
Don't have to pay all that tax on Long
Oh yeah,
Island.
no income tax. I lived here in Orlando for a year and a half as well.
My branch manager came from Long Island. I worked at IBM then in the 1980s.
Yep.
Saved $13,000 a year just on city taxes.
Ridiculous, yeah. And plus there's like hidden tax, like you drive 31 miles per hour and it's 30 mile per hour speed limit, $350 ticket. Or they now have, in the construction zones, now they have speed cameras as well.
Yeah, the government's out of control.
Yeah.
Even I live in Seminole County, and they're going to raise their taxes again. And
Well, the governor's talking about getting rid of state property tax.
not going to happen.
He's going to put it on the ballot. So.
And it's not going to happen.
I think it'll get on the ballot at least.
Well, I've been here since '61. I don't think it's going to happen.
Say it? He doesn't think the state income tax thing will get on the ballot to remove it.
You don't think so?
Oh, the income tax. No, I'm talking
I'm sorry,
about
not
the
income
house.
tax, property tax.
Property tax.
Property tax. Yeah, property tax.
It's not going to happen. It's a county decision. The county aren't going to let it happen.
Oh, because they're going to be losing revenue?
Yeah.
He said it's only like 600 million or something.
Probably trillion.
No, not trillion. Definitely.
I was there for the speech whenever he gave it in Orange County. Yeah, he was over at the...
Well, I'm sure he's sincere about it, but he doesn't have any real control of it. I don't think.
The CFO is the guy he's got pushing it right now.
Well, I hope he'll do it. I've lived in that house since '72. I paid a lot of damn taxes on it.
Yeah. Where do you live?
They're on Lake Randall, north of Orlando. Where are you at?
We live over in Belle Orlando.
Yeah. I worked for IBM for 28 years. A number of them lived.
I just sold a property over where Siemens was. Gamesa area over there.
Yeah,
and I still work in Lake Conway. We have family property over Lake Conway.
In fact, Siemens was part of IBM for a while in Orlando. One of our neighbors, he's a keyboard guy, but he also worked at Siemens.
Former Representative Placencia, he's a partner.
Mm-hmm.
Renee Placencia used to be our District 45 representative.
Oh, yeah. I tried to stay out of the politics.
They gave him, well, he was in politics, and IBM made him a wonderful partnership.
I knew Jan Fortune, and he was up to the state, and he said 1 year, or 1 term, and he was out. He said it was so crooked.
Well, Renee did all 4 terms.
Well, once you get in, take care of you. What's outside, Oh, just cars and stuff.
Oh, you live in Longwood. That's okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm not.
Years ago, I mean, like 25
I'm not really
years ago.
in Longwood. I'm like Grant in the county, but it's a mail.
I used to be the director of operations for the Chamber of Commerce up there in Seminole County. Years ago. That's how I even got down here.
No, I got down here because of Martin, 61. I was in Pennsylvania with my wife and 4 feet of snow. It wasn't a hard decision.
No, I left Kentucky because I hated the cold weather. Right where that Arctic blast comes down, that's where we were.
Kentucky's nice. My son's up there, the west part of
I lived on the horse farms for a lot of years. When I got done with college, I was done.
I had a horse when I was 14. I didn't want to. My dad bought it. I don't think he bought it. He had a bakery. One family building. You need a White House. You need a canary. You need a rat. I ended up being a horse.
Ha!
You got it right.
The one thing that I loved about horses is they always knew how to get home.
We got this little barn.
They knew where the barn was.
Oh, just remember, guys, you're being live streamed. Just give you a heads up.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're all good. If you don't want you to say anything you might regret.
Oh yeah.
That horse came stomping right back to the barn, but it was a 2-mile journey. And then they were asked to
Hey.
Oh, Grandpa.
Where'd you go? Motherfucker.
My dad was both
Ha!
over the head.
Dress for Christmas. Tesla sleigh. How's it going, my good man?
Good. How about yourself?
Beautiful. You need anything?
Yeah, liking it. So what Tesla do you have?
I have the X, the one that flies, and you'll see me tomorrow as part of the Tesla Van Lifer panel.
Oh, cool.
I'm one of the crazy guys who's been living in his Tesla for years.
Oh, same as Nico then.
Yep, Nico, just like me, former Tesla employee who's living in a Tesla.
Get out of here.
He does it in a Y, I do it in an X.
So California.
No, he's California, I'm right here in Florida.
Boy, the Tesla, aren't they just in California, in Texas, as an employee?
Tesla employees?
Yeah.
Tesla employees are all over. We just had Tesla employees right here in Florida.
Oh.
I'm a former Tesla employee.
I was thinking factory.
No.
Okay.
I used to work on the energy division to help people get solar batteries up in New York.
I see. Okay.
And I was laid off twice.
No way.
Yeah.
Why don't you do a YouTube then, like Nico?
I already have a full-time job that's keeping me busy. Nico, he's a full-time content creator. Him and Sandro, you'll hear from Sandro, also a laid-off Tesla employee, also living in a Model X like me, but he's going to be tuning in remotely. He's on his way to the tip of South America, and he's almost there. He's like maybe 600 miles away from the tip right now. He just finished the Pan American Highway. He also put solar into the hood of his Model S, integrated it.
Really?
Yeah. And then you'll hear from another guy tomorrow remotely, Jimmy Chang from Canada. He created the company Frugal, which has pull-out Tesla kitchens. And you'll hear from Eli. He's been doing it on and off for years. And then another gentleman named Dane Myers. He uses Tesla as a bedroom right here in Florida. And he's a rapper who's rapped about living or sleeping in his Tesla.
Very cool.
All 6 of us tomorrow.
Nice. Look forward to it. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Ha! How's it going, Rick? You need anything? All good? Enjoy yourself. Oh, Glenn, real quick, can you just get some still images of the groups? Andrew, he's busy speaking.
What's that?
Just take some still images of everybody gathered around, like up close. Andrew forgot to take them. Hey, how you doing, my good man? Need anything?
So the outfit?
Yeah, it's in the, you remember how to get to the VIP room?
Not quite.
Okay.
You can just tell me.
Eli, he's, where's Eli? Where is he? He's actually wearing most of it right now. He's wearing everything except the boots and the helmet.
Okay.
Let me text him.
So just put it on and come back?
You're scheduled to go on at 12:30, I think. Let me see.
Are we behind?
I think we're good. Yeah, 12:30. Yeah, we might push it to 12:45-ish or something, so you don't have to get in right now.
Okay.
But I'll text Eli that you're looking for him.
Thank you.
USBs or
Jason Blunt's from CYBRBEATZ. He'll be here at 1:30. If you have any questions, we have the full details on the FAQ page.
I saw that. I just didn't have a spare.
He'll have spares and selling ones, but he'll be here at 1:30. You can also tag him in the Discord if you have any direct questions.
Cool beans.
You wanted to buy the Starship one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you did a good job on it.
That way I can keep that with me always in the truck, so that I'm going to take out my hard drive that's in there.
Yes.
So that way I can get anything loaded on there.
One day Tesla will allow us to just download them directly on the car, like an app. The iPhone was nothing before the App Store.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
You gotta have an app.
That's when it really took off, when they got the App Store. That and 3G.
Well, there's still stuff in the code that looks like they're going to do it. And the reason why is, in China they have an app store on Tesla. Did you know that? I just found this out.
You can download, there's some optional games you can download.
Oh, and other apps too. There's 5 or 6 of them on there.
There's some apps they have that we don't, and we have apps that they don't. But it's not like an actual storefront where you can go. It's just apps are switched out. Like they have Weibo, they have a different radio app, stuff like that. So still not technically an app store. It's kind of like what they did with the Model X Dance. Here we had the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. In Europe, it was Ode to Joy.
Right. Yep.
Probably within a year or two. They keep expanding it, and the light shows keep getting better and better.
There it is. Oh, there she is.
Hey, I saw your car. Where's Betty?
How you doing, my good man? Thanks for coming out. You guys see anything?
Right behind me. A second.
Oh, yeah, Betty's
we just
over
got
there.
here. Okay, good. Did you get your badges?
Not yet out there, but we can find. If parking is full, we have to go turn the other way. And I saw tons of Cybertruck.
Everywhere.
I saw your car over there, but.
That's Nico.
I saw tons of
I slept there last night, so I need the file.
Somebody would.
But tonight I'm going to stay at the new celebration charger. We're going to christen it.
The new
As part of the
Drive the guy, so I want to park it right here up front.
Yeah, I saw that.
Part 1 is going to be right up here.
So is it a whole different location, or do they just upgrade it?
Part 1 is here. Still.
I mean, the celebration.
I don't remember what it was.
So yeah, we changed
buy
it
the
to the
whole
old
3 days?
celebration supercharger.
Yeah, we only doing the buy one.
The new one just opened last week.
We were at
There was a new one.
Yeah, it just literally opened last week.
V4?
Yeah, V3, 0.5. Yeah. Big cutting ceremony and singing.
Yeah.
So where is it?
Today they break it out in this section.
I mean, where is that? Relative to the old one, where's the new one?
Oh, compared to the old one?
And the new